It's really just a sip of tea at this point.
Zip it, Black Widow. I'm flowing.
There are feelings and there are thoughts. Your feelings about feeling bad are okay.
That's just lazy writing.
Welcome back to the channel. This is Marcus Sniffles, and we are steadily getting more news from the MCU and the DCEU. So we're going to kind of talk a little bit about that. One of the main things that has happened as of this recording is that the Doomsday trailer, the official Doomsday trailer, has been released at CinemaCon. It hasn't been released to the public. It's not on YouTube. There's been a lot of chatter about that. I personally haven't watched the leak version of it. I'm waiting for the official trailer to drop on YouTube. I kind of think that with as big as this movie is going to be and how hyped up it's going to be, I wouldn't be surprised if they hold this trailer and release it at the end of the Spider-Man movie in theaters. Like, that's the first time you could actually see it. Is you have to go to the movie, see Spider-Man, you get, probably one post-credit scene, and then the next post-credit scene, or just a whole separate thing, is the Doomsday trailer. Now, could the Doomsday trailer possibly take away from the excitement of the Spider-Man movie? Maybe for a little bit, depending on how the conversation goes and what is in the movie and the trailer. Like, if the movie is kind of mid, then you want to tag that trailer on to the end of it to get people to go to that theater, I suppose. But you don't want the trailer to overshadow the movie, but it's also a business, so you want people to go to the theaters that first weekend so you can get $1 billion. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. So I wouldn't be surprised if that Doomsday trailer isn't released publicly until after the first weekend of Spider-Man. Second bit of news that we got is that the filming for Man of Tomorrow has started. James Gunn is back with the sequel to Superman. I'm super, oh my gosh, I'm not going to say super throughout this talk about Superman, Man of Tomorrow, but I'm very excited for this movie. I think the first movie was fantastic. It was a great depiction and a different kind of viewpoint of the Superman character. I did a movie review on that. I'll probably link that in the bottom. But obviously, it's a great movie. James Gunn doesn't miss. He hasn't missed with any superhero movie yet. I don't anticipate him to miss with the sequel to Superman. So glad to see that they're starting filming that. And hopefully I believe we'll get that next year, next summer. So super excited about that. There's another super. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys something. About 90% of you guys that watch this video are not subscribed to the channel. Don't be a weirdo. Subscribe to the channel. Don't be part of the 90%. Be a part of the 10%. And let's get that 10% to 90%. So 90% of you guys that are watching are actually subscribed. That would help me out a lot. Cost you nothing. It's free and I'd appreciate it. The main thing that I wanted to talk about today was Ryan Reynolds did an interview where he was talking about the possibility of doing another Deadpool movie, Deadpool 4. And the main thing that I got out of that interview was that he doesn't want Deadpool to be the main person anymore. He wants Deadpool to be a supporting character moving forward. And he said he's got a lot of stuff written for him and he doesn't want to center him as a character anymore. Now, for me, I enjoyed the first Deadpool movie. I thought the first Deadpool movie was amazing. Second one, I think there was a lot of potential for it, and it just kind of got lost in the shuffle with, so many characters and time travel, things of that nature. I was not the biggest fan of the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. I thought it was just pretty much Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman running around, fucking around with Marvel's money. It was Deadpool and Wolverine is closer to Thor Love and Thunder than what like the original Deadpool was. It was close to like Thor Ragnarok. Like, Deadpool and Wolverine was borderline bad. It was a borderline bad movie, if we're going to be completely honest. So as far as casting goes, Ryan Reynolds, clearly one of the best cast in Marvel when it comes to his personality, the way that he moves, the way that he looks compared to the character. Ryan Reynolds, Wade Wilson, pretty much the same person. Like, a lot of people talk about Robert Downey Jr. being the best, casted person in Marvel. It's clearly and by far Ryan Reynolds. You made it this far. If you have not liked the video at this point, what are you waiting for? Just like the video. Hit the like button right now. I'm talking to you. Make sure you like the video and subscribe and drop a comment. All that stuff. This is a threat, not a threat, a warning, but it could be a threat. Just do it. So for this movie, I just kind of had some ideas about if Ryan Reynolds and Marvel want to do another Deadpool movie, but don't want to have Deadpool as the center of attention, how do we expand this roster? And it seems like he wants to make it more Deadpool with the X-Men, like the X-Men featuring Deadpool. So which X-Men do we put in there? Who is going to play these characters, and what could the story possibly be? Now, I will say, I'll kind of go about talking about the person that I do not want in this movie. Now, they're technically not an X-Men, and they're technically not a part of the MCU, and that's Spider-Man. I just want to see Spider-Man do Spider-Man things by himself. I want to see Spider-Man without another main Avenger in his movie to help him out. Now, I know contractually he has to have an Avenger in his movie. That's the deal that Sony and Marvel have, or if you're going to use our character, you have to put an Avenger in his movie. They did it with Spider-Man 1 with the inclusion of Tony Stark. They did it in Spider-Man 2 with the inclusion of Nick Fury. They did it in Spider-Man 3 with the inclusion of Doctor Strange. And now they're doing it again in Spider-Man 4 with the inclusion of Bruce Banner and the Hulk, possibly. Now, if Marvel can get out of that deal where they can just be like, hey, we want to use Spider-Man. We don't want any of the Avengers in this movie. We want to make a Spider-Man versus Venom movie, or we want to do a Spider-Man versus the Kraven movie, or we want to do Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six. Let us do that without including an Avenger. So that's what I want to see. I don't want to see Spider-Man next to Deadpool. There's also two more mutants that are a possibility that I do not want to see there, and they're actually X-Men that I don't want to see in a movie with Deadpool. First one, Wolverine. That's pretty obvious. We've already seen that duo together. There's no real reason to kind of run that back. And if this movie comes out post Secret Wars, we have to assume that Hugh Jackman is no longer doing Wolverine, like at least for a little bit. I know there's talks and rumors about him doing it till he's 90, but after Secret Wars, let's hang up the claws for real and let's bring in some new blood. Like, we don't need to do another Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman movie. And the next person that I do not want to see with Deadpool is Gambit. Now, Gambit was fine in Deadpool and Wolverine. Channing Tatum is actually one of the best persons that you can cast for him. But the way that he played Gambit in Deadpool, it just didn't really work for me. I would like to see how he portrays Gambit in a more serious movie like with Doomsday or Secret Wars. Now, if he can kind of change the way that he acts in those movies, I'm willing to circle back and change my mind on that. But as of right now, no on Gambit, no on Wolverine. Now, the people I do want to see, the X-Men that I would love to see in a Deadpool 4 movie where they are the leads, I think that they should bring back Zazie Beetz as Domino. Domino's powers of being lucky, I think there's something there that they could work with and make an interesting movie to play off of Deadpool and more serious interactions. I would also like them to bring back the character of Cable, but not with Josh Brolin. And the person that I would cast, and this is super early, like I'm just spitballing here, the person that I would like to see as Cable is Alan Ritchson. Now, he's young enough to where if he wanted to play Cable for like 10-15 years, he could do it. He's a massive guy. He does a lot of action movies and TV shows, and he's a really good actor. So we can have Cable in there with his time traveling ability. And I think it would be nice to reintroduce him and kind of give him a little bit more, flesh out his character with backstory and things of that nature. And to do that, you bring in Cyclops as the other X-Men in this movie. And for his cast, I go with Eric Elordi from Euphoria. Now, the reason why I went with Cyclops and Cable is that in the comics, Cable is Cyclops' son. There's a little bit of time travel aspects to it where he sends his son into the future, or his son gets kidnapped to the future and he has to, come back and save. They did a little bit of that storyline in X-Men 97, the TV show. So to bring that back to the big screen, I think would be an interesting story. You might have to time jump a little bit ahead for Cyclops' character to be old enough to have a father, to be a father. I don't know if you necessarily need Jean Grey in this movie, but it can be more so of this is our separate adventure that we're going to handle, and it can be more of a father-son relationship. Maybe it could be a story where Domino, Deadpool, and Cyclops get pulled into Cable's universe, and they have to deal with whatever problem is there, and then Cyclops and Domino and Deadpool get sent back to the original universe. Now, a lot of people aren't really big on the whole timeline thing with Marvel that they're doing, but that's just an idea that I just kind of thought of before starting this video, and it could possibly work. But if we're going to make another Deadpool movie not focusing on Deadpool, Cyclops, Cable, Domino are the characters that I would like to see. Maybe down the line we bring Gambit in, but those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who would you like Deadpool to team up with? Am I being too harsh on not wanting Spider-Man in the Deadpool universe? Am I wrong for trashing Deadpool 3? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Thanks for watching, babe. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel.